She's getting ready. She's getting ready to do it again.
Are you very beautiful?
Yeah.
When you're old enough, you might actually get to be good or book.
Yep.
That's a great question. That's a great question. I don't know the answer. Usually when we're at it's like a tag grid, and whoever has it has it. I don't know.
Yeah, Bonnie. Ready?
Unlucky John. It's like tag grid. It hangs around with the 17 girls, though, because John coaches the group.
So pretend I'm one of those soccer players.
Bonnie, you getting
used to play next to each other for 2 years now.
I'll give you a thumbs up.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Macquarie Field for the Cardiff Motor Group NPL Women's Northern New South Wales minor semi-final. Lake Macquarie City hosting Broadmeadow Magic. I'm Cameron Starrett, and alongside I've got former Maitland FC coach and current Hunter Valley Football Development Officer Joe Wright. Joe, good conditions for football, but most importantly, it's a knockout sort of situation.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Cameron. Yeah, beautiful conditions here for football. Not too much wind, which shouldn't play an effect at this stage of the of the match. And yeah, finals football, it's finally here, and what an exciting time of the season.
The teams are just about to take to the pitch this afternoon. Lake Macquarie City, as I said, hosting Broadmeadow Magic. These sides have been pretty difficult to separate throughout the season, although there is one clear difference between the two sides, with Lake Macquarie City getting a 5-1 win earlier in the season. Broadmeadow Magic on 2 occasions drawing against Lake Macquarie City, and as the teams take to the field, we'll run through the lineup for you. For the host, Lake Macquarie City, Sonny Mitchell, Alyssa Toga Paragalli, Caitlin McMahon, Georgia Brown, Kira Bainsfair, Kazea White, Emily Loader Weston, Lily Brooks, Larissa Ryan, and Holly Vitnell, along with Morgan Ross. On the bench, Brooke Summers, Jacinta Johnson, Belle Hewitt, Elvian Ackland, Jasmine Thompson, and Sophie Campbell. And for Broadmeadow Magic, Neem Nolan, Lily Young, Ava Liddon, Anya Lowe, Wimberley Wright, Madeline Campbell, Jessica Wallace, Megan Janikowski, Ava Bjorkman Tracy, Emma McGovern, and Melly Blanche. And on the bench for the visitors, Darla Rose Black, Kate Spranger, Nina Collins, Marissa Master Antonio, Amanda Young, and Ruby Cook. Well, I mentioned the previous meetings between these two sides, although despite that result that went the way of the Lakes, they're not underestimating what Magic can bring to this match. Coach of Lake Macquarie City, Gabrielle Blanche, spoke about the focus being clear and that they deserve to be here, and they deserve not to be eliminated, which is exactly what I suppose the opposition of Broadmeadow Magic wouldn't like to hear. Yeah,
absolutely. It's, as you mentioned before, Cameron, two draws and one anomaly result by looking at the form guide. So yeah, both would have ambitions of winning today's match. It's going to come down to who performs better over the 90 minutes, or if it goes past 90, extra time and potentially penalties.
Well, when you've seen a couple of draws throughout the season, that could be on the mind of both teams, of course. But as you mentioned, that anomaly result with a 5-1 win the way of Lakes is probably the main talking point between these two sides, I guess, in terms of who actually got that one result. You said it's an anomaly. It feels as though it's sort of something in the past as well, these teams putting it behind them, not really thinking about it, I suppose. But for us to analyse and break it down, that result in particular is where our minds will go.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that'll give Lake Macquarie full confidence that they can score 5 goals, and they've done that against this Magic team this season. But the most recent form has indicated that it's definitely closed up the gap between the two sides. So that will give Magic confidence as well that they can compete and potentially get a result this time around.
Well, you're talking about form, Lakes off the back of a bye in round 21, which could give them the benefit of greater fitness, or could it potentially have stopped them getting back into momentum after losing in round 20 as well. On the other side, with Broadmeadow Magic coming into this one with a very important win, that if they didn't get that result against Charlestown, they wouldn't be playing finals football. So when you break this down, do you feel as though maybe that bye in round 21 could do harm for Lake Macquarie City today?
Yeah, I think it depends on the coach. Personal opinion, I prefer not to have the bye, so you've got momentum going into the final series. But on the flip side of that, it does give the side a week off to rest and recover, and if there's any niggling injuries, to manage those.
Well, we are underway at Macquarie Field. 90 minutes on the card, but also potentially we'll see something a little bit longer than that if we see a repeat of those 2 draws this season so far to this point. Broadmeadow Magic look to get on the front foot early in this contest. Didn't quite work, but I suppose as a coach, you like to see your team take that initiative right off kickoff.
Yeah, something that's really important, I think, for both sides is the first 10 and the last 10 minutes of each half. Crucial times in the match where first 10, maybe there's a little bit of lack of focus or sloppiness can come into the game, so making sure that you're nice and clean with your actions in that component of the game, and then the last 10 minutes where fatigue starts to set in, making sure that concentration is really dialed in and focused.
We spoke about an early opportunity for Magic that time. It was Lake Macquarie City getting their first sight running down the field. Didn't lead to anything, just a goal kick for Broadmeadow Magic. Both teams showing early that they're not looking to sit back, happy to push forward and looking to score something early on here. Nice ball played through from Vitnall. Low to Weston with the delivery, dangerous and well. That's a bit of a scare early on.
Yeah, definite warning sign there for Broadmeadow Magic. That was a fantastic delivery from Low to Weston from the right-hand side. Flat delivery, difficult for the goalkeeper to claim, but Blanche did a great job to get hands on that one and prevent an early goal.
Saw early there a play from Emily Low to Weston, who had a very nice solo goal earlier in the season against Maitland. Looked to get on the ball and whip a delivery in on that occasion. Couldn't quite pick out a teammate.
Yeah, I think Low to Weston is a really important player for this Lake Macquarie side. Her pace, her speed and her power can really cause troubles for the opposition as this ball comes into the box.
Oh, it's a good delivery. Headed back across that penalty spot and still in net. And is that, I think, a call of... actually, I'm not too sure what's happening. I think it was a handball. I'm not too sure what your thought on that is, but it looks as though it's an early penalty the way of Lake Macquarie City.
Yeah, looking at that one there, it looked like the arm was away from the body there. Wasn't as tucked in as the referee would have liked. So we've got an early penalty and an early opportunity for Lakes to stamp their authority on this game.
Larissa Ryan will step up. 5 goals this season. Looking to make it 6 from the spot in the minor semi-final. To take the lead for Lake Macquarie City. And makes no mistake from the spot. The hosts lead early into the minor semi-final.
Composed finish there from Ryan. Bottom left-hand corner for her, bottom right for the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper picked the right way, but placement was just too good for that particular penalty.
Well, that sort of felt like it sparked out of nowhere with that handball, as you said, hand away from the body. It just didn't feel like that particular play was going to lead to anything in that sort of range. It was more so looking as though it could build up to something in regular play. And Broadmeadow Magic, if they weren't awake before, they need to wake up now in elimination football. Well done from Mitchell, but couldn't quite hold on to the ball as Magic moved forward. Just not quite finding that last pass into the final third as they look to move forward once more. Good movement from Low. And off the back of that early start for Lake Macquarie City, I don't think they'll mind just maintaining possession in the back line.
Yeah, really good start for Lake Macquarie there, and ideally they'd like to score another goal, but outside of that, if it ends up being just consolidating possession, starving Broadmeadow Magic of the ball a little bit, just to gain that ascendancy after that goal.
City look to go again. Vitnall just had a bit of a swing and didn't connect on that one. Opens up the door for a counter-attack for Magic. Slowed down for the moment. They get going forward again. You can see Low to Weston being so willing to drop back and help out with the defensive duties there. Did well. Though the clearance only as far as Young. And again, Low to Weston with the clearance. Ryan couldn't find a pass. Nolan steps out. And on that far side, looking to build something for Magic. It's the way that they broke down in the first minute of the game. Heading down that right wing. Didn't have any impact on that first occasion. Looking to create something from this throw. Well, didn't quite work out as they would have liked. I think Macquarie City get plenty of room to work with off the back of that clearance and chase. Another long throw. Brought under from Ryan, the goal scorer from the spot. And a sustained spell of possession in that Broadmeadow Magic. Third of the field. White. Nice feet to get the ball back to White, although Magic looking to press high. Well done in the back line, and McMahon earns a free kick for her side.
Yeah, well won free kick from McMahon there. Just a little bit of a body check from Broadmeadow Magic to prevent that play from going forward. And as we see, Togo Paragili drive through midfield, releases that ball down the left-hand side to Georgia Brown.
Well, that cross almost came to something. Magic clear the lines for now, but it has been quite dangerous so far. Lake Macquarie City with the better chances. Look as though they're holding on to possession in the opposition third a lot easier than Magic have done so far. Just trying to work out those triangles and eventually get it clear. That's a ball forward. A good opportunity. You see the pace as well on display, just not quite able to latch onto it. As Wallace will earn the ball back and earns a corner for her side.
Yeah, great effort from Wallace there. Great turn of pace from both McMahon and Wallace to make that an interesting one-on-one battle there. Scrap to get the ball and has created a corner for her team. So let's see if Magic can capitalise on this opportunity and potentially level the score.
First corner for the Magic. Plenty of numbers to aim at. Not a bad delivery towards that penalty area, just not quite able to flick it with any real power towards the goal. I think it was low in there that couldn't quite get the power. And another goal kick here. Lake Macquarie City again. With that lead, you said obviously would like to extend it, but at this stage, I suppose early in the game, just able to catch their breath and collect their thoughts as well as they took that lead. Here's Ryan. Looks to release an early ball. That'll be defended away for a corner for Lake Macquarie City now.
Yeah, very much an end-to-end affair in the most recent minutes here. A little bit of a period of sustained pressure from Lake Macquarie a couple of minutes ago there. But we're trading corners at the moment, so we'll see what happens on the outcome of this corner.
Well, a chunk of players towards that goal line. It is quite direct, although it's direct into the side netting. Just not the delivery that they were after.
No, definitely like to have that one again there. Got to get that ball into the box to at least create some chaos. You saw that ball in from low to Western really early in the piece as we see a turnover.
That's a poor giveaway. Just not capitalised on from Lily Brooks there. Had the shot, had a deflection and knocked out for another Lake Macquarie City corner. We were talking about those draws earlier in the season. The latest match between these two sides was a 0-0 draw, so we've avoided a goalless 90 minutes at least. As they look to go this one short. Ryan plays it back. Now crosses it into a dangerous area, but safe hands. As Magic will look to build up from the back line.
Comfortable claim from Blanche there as she looks to play to Wallace to bring it down. Second ball recovered in midfield there by Lake Macquarie.
Well done to get the ball under possession. Mitchell just couldn't quite pull it under herself, and that's a great through ball, although Blanche that time out to meet that opportunity.
A couple of important interventions already from Blanche. You can see the forward half pressure from Lake Macquarie at the moment is making it really difficult for Broadmeadow Magic to get any sustained possession, which is creating in turn opportunities for them to get shots on goal.
Mitchell's ball. With Ryan. Now with Baines Fair. Looks to spread it out wide for Brooks. The early ball into a dangerous position. Magic again, just a little off the mark in terms of getting to these first and second balls. It'll be yet another corner.
Yeah, Lake Macquarie have definitely got a bit of ascendancy here. Broadmeadow Magic are scrambling well at the moment, but you can only do that for a sustained period of time. So they're going to need to make sure that they win this first ball, win the second, and see if they can try and either consolidate some possession or, as we saw earlier, look for a longer pass for Wallace to run in behind.
They haven't quite been delivering direct since that first one that hit the side netting. They've opted for the training ground routines from the corner. That time will earn them another. White was looking to whip that one in. But some variations on the corners early on in this fixture. Is that on the mind again? Well, it's more direct towards the penalty spot again. Ryan was lining up a shot. Cleared for a moment, but not for long. Still in there. Motor Western got a touch to it. And City will go again. Mitchell with the switch. Good movement out there at the moment from Lake Macquarie City as Brown looks to get involved. That pass just not quite working out. Anya Lowe got onto it. Throw in one from Bjorkman Tracy. Physical battle through the midfield. Lake Macquarie City have been winning the majority of those so far. That throw will go Magic's way. Young looking for an early ball to Wallace. It just didn't work out there. They'll get a little bit of territory gained, however. Young again. Ball slipped into dangerous area. Just didn't quite get the touch there that was required from McGovern. Again, a bit of a race in that area where Lake Macquarie City win that again. Feels as though for Magic they'll be happy that they're pushing the ball further up at the moment, but they're still not quite winning the important battles as they move forward.
Yeah, territorially it looks like they're progressing up the field, but haven't been able to consolidate or retain possession in those areas. Lake Macquarie's been really disciplined defensively so far, making it really difficult for the Magic players to face forward and play progressive passes or dribble forwards. So credit to Lake Macquarie so far with their defensive application.
Well, that was a nice move from Bjorkman Tracy, however. Ended up giving away possession after getting away from the City midfield. And that territory definitely heading towards their favour at the moment. Good flick on. Motor Western in there again. Just getting enough on it. That'll be pulled back just for a bit of a... Well, I assume it hit the referee. I didn't catch that one either. Stepping out well. First touch somewhat let White down. Did look to slip a through ball. Baines fair. Brown couldn't find the delivery. That one's out towards Loda Weston. Well, she's done very well to track that one down. Shout of keeper as well from Blanche. Make sure of that situation just to settle things down for the Magic. Right. Finds the ball out towards Bjorkman Tracy and goes to ground. Well done on the tackle from Georgia Brown. Gets back onto the ball here as City look to progress forward. White. Happy to play it back, not rushing the movements forward at the moment. Like Macquarie City. Quite a bit of space to move into as well. As Magic drop back. Ball was intended for Mitchell, didn't quite get there. Well, Bainsfair was shut down. Flicked on. Fitnell. White. Good ball to Brown. Still has support from White and Vitnell. Does go to Vitnell. Well, that was not quite the power intended on the original pass. Ended up getting a strike away. Vitnell just never really worrying Blanche in goal.
No, that was a good interception there from Anya Lowe to steer away the initial attempt to break into the box there. And a pretty comfortable save there as Wallace gets a half chance here.
Well, that was a dangerous moment. Stays down on the ground for a bit of time, just getting checked there. Anything in that one for you, or was it all fair?
No, I think it might have been the little trip over the ball. I think still would have been uncomfortable. It was a bit of an awkward fall there, but ultimately I think the correct call from the referee there.
You could see the pace as she looked to step by. Could be quite a useful avenue for Magic as they look to fight back in this one. Of course, if you are just joining us for the Cardiff Motor Group NPL Women's Northern New South Wales minor semi-final, Larissa Ryan with an early goal from the penalty spot separates the two sides at the moment. Feels as though Magic have worked their way into this fixture, however. Started on the back foot. They've got more opportunities and they're getting their feet on the ball in these situations more often.
Yeah, starting to be able to string a couple of passes together to consolidate that possession there. You can see with their attacking shape, it's quite narrow comparatively to Lake Macquarie's attack. Lake Macquarie's wingers have been full width, as we see Bjorkman Tracy make a break down the right-hand side here, cut inside.
Oh, that's a strong tackle. Well done. Got the ball. But another moment where slight concern for the player on the ground. You could see that ball slip through as well from Wimberley right early up. Obviously a player with quite a prolific season with 15 goals to her name. Look to turn provider on that occasion. Didn't quite work out for them.
I'm really looking forward to that matchup. We've seen it a couple of times already, the Bjorkman Tracy versus Georgia Brown matchup. Bjorkman Tracy likes to dribble and drive at the ball. Georgia Brown, good 1v1 defender. So it would be interesting to see who comes out on top at the end of the game of that particular 1v1 battle.
And both of them have shown a fair chunk of pace so far as well.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's pretty balanced at the moment. I think they've both had their shares of wins and losses. But as you mentioned previously, the majority of the attack from Broadmeadow Magic seems to be coming down that right-hand side with Bjorkman Tracy and Wimberley Wright looking to find her feet.
I mentioned the goals for Wimberley Wright this season. 2 of them came against Lake Macquarie City. That was in the 3-all fixture. That shot just, I suppose, a side up for Jessica Wallace.
Yeah, absolutely. It didn't have much time to be able to have that shot, so she's thrown it on the left foot and see what could happen. Not quite on target that time, but I'm sure if she gets another opportunity that she'll get that one on target.
Vitnall has done well to get the ball, although it'll go right through to Blanche. I mentioned the situation that Magic faced in terms of having to win their round 21 fixture to get into finals football. That was a topic that coach Jason Konjarski spoke about, in fact, in the matter that it's a boost for Magic knowing that it's must-win football and knockout football. I suppose that we talk about having to play a certain amount of finals in the regular season. For them, it was a final into the semi-final. Mitchell, that's a dangerous delivery, and, well, Larissa Ryan will cause some problems. Loda Weston has the support of Baines Fair. A quick delivery in. Still in a dangerous position for City. Back out with Loda Weston. Good delivery. Flicked on forward. Still there for Baines Fair, and Blanche got a piece of it. The pressure keeps going from City. Loda Weston. Good turn from Baines Fair. Good show of muscle from Janikowski there. Did enough to clear the lines, Magic. Might turn something into their favour. Wallace look to find the pass to Wright. Well, that time it breaks down.
Yeah, missed opportunity there from Wallace. Misplaced pass. Really broke down the momentum that they had there. You can see Bjorkman Tracy was joining the attack as you see another challenge flying in.
It was late from Vitnall. Long delivery from the back. Plenty of players up for Magic at the moment. No player taking up that particular space on the field, and doesn't lead to anything for Broadmeadow.
Again, clear-cut chances for Magic have been hard to come by in the first half so far. They're starting to get a little bit more opportunity now, but going to need something clearer cut to beat this Lakes defence.
Loda Weston now with Mitchell. Happy to yet again go into that back line with McMahon. Plenty of movement ahead of her. Look to pick out the run of Vitnall. Well done to get in the way from McGovern. And pause of play as Anya Lowe's still on the ground.
Yeah, just a 50-50 challenge where they've both gone up for the ball, Vitnall and Lowe, and she's just come down awkwardly, and I think she might have hit her head on the ground as she come back down. Fingers crossed that everything's okay and she's able to take her place in the lineup for the remainder of the match.
Will receive some treatment, but I suppose we can talk about the situation that these two teams find themselves in now at the moment. Lake Macquarie City with that goal, but Magic have found a way back in terms of that possession in that territory, as you spoke about as well. Does it feel like things are going right for them at the moment, and where do they need to go from here?
Yeah, I think Lakes will be happy, obviously, to have the lead. Broadmeadow Magic, like I mentioned before, they're quite narrow when they're attacking, where you see Lake Macquarie, their wingers are full width, which is creating the space to free up their midfielders and their strikers to receive the ball. Potentially Magic, if they can get their wingers a little bit wider with their starting positions, it might open up some pockets of space for Wimberley Wright to get on the ball, for your Ava Liddens as well, to be able, those creative players to be able to get good service into your Wallaces and your Bjorkman Tracy's. So that would be my observation, is create a little bit more width to create some more space centrally, but we'll see how that goes moving forward.
Well, back to her feet and running again. Just testing it out. Looks as though she's just been put through a couple of tests at the moment. Low on the sideline. For now, they're playing with 10 Magic. Nicely done to step into space from McMahon. Has the space out on the wings to find a pass as well. Bodies in the way. For Magic is, well, they look to break on the counter here. Wallace has a teammate to aim for and just not quite able to find the intended ball.
Yeah, that's been their most dangerous outlet so far, is that longer release on the transition to Jess Wallace running in behind. McMahon has marshalled her well so far this evening. Magic, if they can get a couple more numbers forward to make that, is she going to shoot, is she going to pass? I think that'll start to put some doubts into the Lake Macquarie defenders' minds.
Just ran out of room on that occasion. Low back out there and is having none of that. Happy to re-stamp some authority on this matchup. City the build out from the back. Brown with a searching ball, headed away. Vitnell. That was knocked out of play by Ryan. As Lake Macquarie City have earned possession back yet again. Just showing a touch more desperation, it feels like at times. Although, that might have been a push. It's not, says the referee. On we go for City. White. Mitchell. And again, Hathaway back with McMahon. Plenty of City players moving forward. Loda Weston looks to cause some problems here for Young. Mitchell and Loda Weston have done well. Well, that was an intriguing battle as Young was on the ground. City have done well again. Fitnell has Mitchell ahead of her. Doesn't quite find the pass. Now looks to put in the switch. Bainsfair was the one leaping for it. Magic living a dangerous life at the moment. Ryan couldn't turn past a couple of defenders. Bainsfair now with Loda Weston. Back with Bainsfair again. Well, that pass just not really intended towards anyone. I think it was more into space rather than towards a teammate. Wallace Flicked away, and Wright will have a hit.
Wow, big opportunity there. Bouncing ball top of the box, Wimberley Wright. If there's anyone in this Magic team you want that ball falling to, it's probably her. Good connection on the strike, but unfortunately not quite on target, but dangerous warning signs there for Lake Macquarie. Having those few extra numbers forward, supporting Wallace with that counter-attack there, you can see already causing some issues if they can continue to commit numbers forward.
Well, one back again from Magic. Nolan just couldn't find a player in red. Ryan dropping into that midfield area and has actually stepped by quite a few players in that midfield. Has options again ahead of her. Vitnell was the selected target. Well done for Magic to see that particular play away. There's been quite a few physical contests out there, players going to ground on quite a few occasions. Hasn't been too many complaints about it. I think everyone's up for the challenge today. Great touch from White there. Ainsfair couldn't find.
Yeah, it looks like the girls are all relishing the intensity of finals football out there with the challenges that are flying in. As you mentioned, nothing of malice that we've seen throughout the half, just intense challenges.
Just couldn't find a City shirt there. Ball forward from Bjorkman Tracy. And it seems to have opened up quite a bit this match. That's a good ball through. It felt as though you expected Brown to get to it. Has shown pace so far today. Couldn't get onto that one, although... Oh, that was more worrisome than it needed to be for Blanche.
Yeah, it took a nasty bounce there. It was a bit like a tennis ball bounce there. She wasn't expecting that, but did well to... I don't know if she deliberately parried it onto the crossbar back for a catch. I'm going to say that she did. And we've got Magic now down the other end with the 4A, an attacking 4A with Wimberley Wright in the wide area.
Wright's just held up for a moment. Very nicely done again to get back and stop anything from progressing forward. Space opening up here for Bainsfair. Has options. Mitchell making that run forward. Well, opts to go back into the centre for Vitnell. Has space to move into. Vitnell at the top of the net.
Yeah, lots and lots of space in midfield in transition at the moment. It's going end to end. No one in the last 5 minutes or so has been able to control that midfield. I think both coaches will be looking for their players, someone to take some leadership, get their foot on the ball. Can we consolidate possession and play forward in a controlled way? Because at the moment it's highly transitional, which get into those 70th, 80th, 90th minutes is really going to cause some fatigue in both sides.
Well, we've seen a few efforts from either side now. Wallace will put some pressure here on to McMahon. Well, that's a bit of a letdown for Magic.
Loose touch there from Wallace, turning over possession for Lake Macquarie. They'll be hopeful that they can force a turnover from Lakes here and create something for themselves.
Bainsfair steps by her opposite number, Loda Weston. A couple of City players in there, and at the moment it's Ryan with the ball. Bainsfair went to ground and looked quite puzzled at no call. Young forward. Right, look to turn away from the defenders. Couldn't quite do it there. Loda Weston keeps it in. should get it back here as well. Low to Weston now tries to squeeze that pass through. Good run from Vitnell, just had a side on goal, looked for another, and earns a corner.
Yeah, attacking foray for Lakes there. Low to Weston with a hooked ball in and then falls back to her. There was a good opportunity on the far side. You could see she tried to play that pass, but just a little bit under hit. Did end up being an opportunity for Vitnell there and resulting in a corner. I've got from the right-hand side here, so Togo Paragali to deliver, left-footed in-swinger.
At the start of the half, they'd looked for those training ground pieces, the short options and variation of corners. As we've moved on in this half, it's been more straightforward.
Right on the keeper this one, I think.
Towards that penalty area, just over a few in City colours. Strong contest on the far side. Still going. There's Ryan towards Vitnell. Space to move into here for Wallace as she collects it for Magic. And just one of those moments where it feels like anywhere will do.
Yeah, I think if Wallace had a time again, she'd look to release that ball a little bit quicker. Just got caught in possession there. Having a look around to assess the scenario. Just need to make that decision a little bit quicker.
Brown does manage to get that under control. Magic would love to end this half with a bit of a flurry. It feels as though as City dominated the start of the half, it fell away for a moment during the mid-patches and towards the later stages of the first 45. They've regathered that possession, that pressure. Brown forward. Ryan does well to get by a couple. Vitnell turning into space, has a swing. And again, just dropping in to get a touch on the ball there. Has Magic. Do get another opportunity to break forward. Well done. We'll have a hit as well by the look of it, but it's direct to the keeper. No concerns there for Ross and goal.
Enterprising play there from Bjorkman Tracy. She loves to cut in onto that left foot there and get shots away. Right at the goalkeeper that time, but I'd be wary if I'm Lake Macquarie not to give her too many opportunities like that moving forward.
Just had the ability to step slightly inside, create that shooting opportunity for herself. Nolan will just knock that one out. Well, City have been creating more chances as of late. Do you think for Magic it's a thought of just getting into the half-time at the moment?
Yeah, if they can go into either level, ideally, or 1-0 down, that would be a good outcome for Broadmeadow Magic here. Lakes have had some good sights on goal, as we see a neat little ball over the top from McGovern.
Tries to keep it in. Young call of hands from the Magic fans. That was certainly, I think, more of a natural position. But an advanced throw in. Looking for right. Ran out of room. Trying to play some quick football through that midfield. Didn't quite come off for Liddon there. Togo Paragali looks to move that one forward. Brown in an advanced position. Connects well with Brooks. Delivery. Again, collected well from Blanchus. Despite, of course, conceding that goal from the spot, has had a pretty bright half in goal.
Yeah, she's looked really comfortable. Anything that's come her way, difficult or not, she's made look really comfortable there. I really like the combination between Brooks and Georgia Brown on that far side. They've got a really good chemistry going at the moment and creating some opportunities for Lakes down that left-hand side as we have a Broadmeadow Magic throw-in.
Some frustration there from City. Thought that was to be their throw. That one's let go. And Ryan will have a run on goal. Has done well to cause some problems, but equally, Janikowski has done very well to get back in. Get of the way for now. City still moving forward. Gainsford's delivery, blocked by Liddon. White. That touch left behind her. Wimberley Wright gets back and does the dirty work, trying to find the ball forward to Wallace that time. You mentioned ideally Magic head into the half-time interval equal. If they could make something off this, they'd absolutely love that late in the first half of the minor semi-final. Cut out well from Mitchell. A long pinged ball didn't really work out for City. Being penned back at the moment. That's a very neat turn. Looking to step by a couple again. And has a hit from distance. Well, a bit of insight, a bit of incision. Didn't get it towards that goal, but a better moment for Magic as they move into the later stages.
Yeah, really difficult chance there for Otto. Balance going away from where she was going. It was always going to be a difficult one to go in. Potentially a little bit of composure around the box there. Could they look to combine and find an option and maybe receive it back to be set in a better position to shoot? We'll never know. But I like the optimism to shoot from range and potentially affect the Lake Macquarie defenders into a decision later in the match.
It doesn't feel as though, despite the big patches of this half where City have dominated possession, it doesn't feel as though they've absolutely dominated the half, although they could extend the lead potentially, while just leaving that one behind. It could open up another chance for Magic. It doesn't. White steps in. Finds the width. Does run out of room, but will get the throw.
Yeah, back to your earlier point in regards to the chance creation for Lake Macquarie. There hasn't been anything, again, super clear cut. Broadmeadow Magic have scrambled well so far defensively. I'd say that the most opportunity so far for Lake Macquarie has been on turnovers from Broadmeadow Magic, building up from the back. Attacking them while they're disorganised and creating good opportunities there, as we see Wimberley Wright try to create something here.
Has dropped back in. Tried to help out more often as this half has gone on. I'd expect to see something potentially even deeper in the next half if they can't get an equaliser before the half-time interval. Such a willing player to drop in and do not only the attacking work but also the defensive duties that are required. Brooks will have an opportunity to deliver. A couple of options towards Vitnell. Couldn't turn away. Well, that's dangerous at the back. Might have done enough. I'm not too sure. Well, they did end up doing enough to get that all the way back to the keeper. For a moment, I think Wallace would have been looking at goal thinking she had an opportunity.
Yeah, her eyes lit up there where she won that contest and just didn't get the break of the ball that she was after, unfortunately for Magic. But it was a a little warning sign that if you're going to dawdle on the ball at the back, I'm going to come and take it off you.
City have been happy to step out from defence, and at times they've looked for the passes. That time it was a more direct attempt, just keeping Blanche honest at the end of the half.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, with Blanche so far this half, it was going to be difficult to beat her from there.
Well, it has looked like a very close contest, although that one goal through a penalty gave Lake Macquarie City the lead at half-time at Macquarie Field in the Cardiff Motor Group NPL Women's Northern New South Wales. It is Lake Macquarie City 1, Broadmeadow Magic 0.
Anyone can sell you a car, but at Cardiff Motor Group, you'll experience the car difference. We're a team driven by passion for excellence in both our service and our range of new and pre-owned vehicles. We listen to what you need and work within your budget to get you behind the wheel of a car you love. Call into our showroom or take a look online and experience the car difference with Cardiff Motor Group.
About a new car? Visit the team at Cardiff Volkswagen and view the fantastic range of new and demonstrator vehicles with all-weather on-site undercover parking available 7 days a week. View the award-winning Amarok range, Caddy, Transporter, Crafter and all-new electric ID Buzz. You'll be sure to find a great deal on your next vehicle. Experience the car difference with instant on-site finance quotes, genuine parts and accessories, factory-trained workshop technicians and locals supporting locals with service with a smile. All in one place. Call into our showroom for a coffee and a chat or take a look online. Cardiff Volkswagen, 2 Sturt Road, Cardiff, part of the Cardiff Motor Group.
Anyone can sell you a car, but at Cardiff Motor Group, you'll experience the car difference. We're a team driven by passion for excellence in both our service and our range of new and pre-owned vehicles. We listen to what you need and work within your budget to get you behind the wheel of a car you love. Call into our showroom or take a look online and experience the car difference with Cardiff Motor Group.
Visit the team at Cardiff Volkswagen and view the fantastic range of new and demonstrator vehicles with all-weather on-site undercover parking available 7 days a week. View the award-winning Amarok range, Caddy, Transporter, Crafter and all-new electric ID Buzz. You'll be sure to find a great deal on your next vehicle. Experience the car difference with instant on-site finance quotes, genuine parts and accessories, factory-trained workshop technicians and locals supporting locals with service with a smile. All in one place. Call into our showroom for a coffee and a chat or take a look online. Cardiff Volkswagen, 2 Sturt Road, Cardiff, part of the Cardiff Motor Group.
Well, welcome back to Macquarie Field, where in the Cardiff Motor Group NPL Women's Northern New South Wales, Lake Macquarie City host Broadmeadow Magic, and currently the hosts with the lead in the minor semi-final thanks to a early penalty scored by Larissa Ryan. I'm Cameron Starrett, joined by Joe Wright, as maybe we can have a little bit of a breakdown of that first half as we're still waiting for Magic to take to the field, but felt as though there was phases of that first half where Magic had found a way back in terms of possession and territory, and they didn't quite make that final incision.
No, I think Lakes performed the better in the first half. They got the penalty early, which I think gave them confidence and knocked the wind out of Magic's sails a little bit for the first 10 minutes after the goal, then started to find their way back in. It's going to be interesting to see the approach from Magic in the second half, how aggressive they're going to chase the game. Are they going to wait till late in the game? Are they going to try and settle it early? The thing that I would like to see from Magic is if they're going to play that longer, more direct one in transition, to get some more support around Wallace to help her out there, because she's 3v1 at the moment. Maybe a Wimberley Wright goes up top in a front two to someone coming towards the ball, someone stretching and beyond. But it'll be interesting to see how Coach Konjarski goes in the second half and see what tactics he looks to apply.
Well, as I said, it was quite an early goal that separates the two sides at the moment. Those phases of play that I think probably the first 15 or 20 minutes and then the last 10 or so was certainly in favour of Lake Macquarie City. Magic had a few moments, but as you said, didn't really find those chances, and potentially Wimberley Wright moving forward could be that key to unlock it. As there was a few siders we saw late in the half as well. Otto with an opportunity to shoot from distance. There was more chances from deep, rather, it felt like, for Magic, and potentially they probably just shaded in terms of actual shots towards goal. But at the end of the day, it's the shots on target that count, and they haven't quite found their mark, as we are still waiting for Magic to take their place on the field. Sounds as though we'll see them shortly. You spoke about potentially playing a little bit wider as well in that first half, that potentially they could look to move to the wings. Do you think that's an option, or potentially that structure change to having Wimberley right up top would be more key?
Yeah, I think it could create some difficulties for Lake Macquarie with both Wallace and Wimberley right up top, and then you've got Otto and Bjorkman Tracy, so everyone 1v1 up top, really. And with the creativity and the dynamics that they have up top, I think they could really threaten Lake Macquarie's back line with a potential formation change. At the end of the day, though, I'm the one behind the microphone, and the coach is the one on the bench, so it'll be interesting to see, and I'm looking forward to the battle in the second half.
Well, the winner of this will be playing against New Lambton. Neither team have got a favourable record against them this season. The loser knocked out for the finals. So a big 45 minutes on the cards here for either side. Lake Macquarie City look to hold on to the lead that they established early. Broadmeadow Magic look to establish some dominance in the second half, as both teams on the field just waiting for the final pieces of the puzzle to take their places on the bench. It was quite a physical contest at times as well. We saw quite a few players end up on the deck. But overall, it's been physical but fair, and the game, for the most part, has been allowed to flow. Looks as though we're ready to get back underway here at Macquarie Field. Lake Macquarie will hope that they can do exactly what they did in that first half and strike early, as Magic look to get themselves on the front foot immediately. And as the second 45 opens up. Magic will need to show a little bit more in terms of winning those midfield battles, I would expect. Bjorkman Tracy. Ball for Nolan. Cut out well. Toga Paragalli forced back. Wallace to right. Back with Wallace now. Has a hit from distance, Wallace, and never really troubling Morgan Ross.
positive start from Broadmeadow Magic in the second half here. A little bit more aggressive defensively, it looks like, in the opening minutes here. That particular one there, maybe the option was Otto on the far side unmarked. So just getting that head up to see what's around before having that shot on goal there. Potentially there's going to be opportunities in those wider areas.
You saw that particular combination work out quite a bit in the first half with Brown and Brooks. Be interesting to see if that continues in the second half.
Yeah, they have a really good understanding of each other's roles. You'll see when the ball comes to their side of the pitch, one of them will hold a wider position and the other one will go in narrow to create space for each other rather than being both parked on the wide areas here. So as you can see, Lily Brooks is on the inside, just in a contest there, with Georgia Brown filling the wide area, but you'll see them interchange. Sometimes it'll be Brown inside, Brooks outside, sometimes it'll be Brooks inside and Brown outside.
Baines fair. Puts the ball through. Ryan will chase. Put Blanche under some pressure. Baines fair had a relatively busy first half as well, moving quite busily across the field, always looking to get involved, looking to get on the ball. She's the intended target from that throw. Get some space away from Liddon, back with Brooks. Just had the ball taken away from her. There's Wright's on the ball. And now they can look to move forward, although they go quickly and never looked totally in control of that pass. Tiger Paragalli did well. Well, there is a bit of chill in the air now as well, with the sun almost entirely gone behind the main stand. Baines fair. Got a toe in there. Walkman Tracy lays that one back in. Immediately looking for Wallace again as Magic move forward. Yorkman Tracy has the support out wide here from Nolan. Good combinations, although Nolan caught on the ball and Brooks caught by Nolan. And after that goal went in that first half, it did feel as though City were more than happy to play the ball across their back line. Has continued well into the end of the first half and now into the early stages of the second. Brown driving at the Magic defense through the midfield now. Brown still going. Finds the ball out towards Ryan. Larissa Ryan has a strike. And Blanche, safe hands.
Yeah, really good work, well-worked play there from Lake Macquarie there. Ryan drifting into a wider area to create space for Georgia Brown to drive centrally, and then receiving that ball as you see Wallace wins the battle here. Got Otto and Wright.
Oh, that looked dangerous for a moment. Bjorkman Tracy lines up a hit.
Cutting inside again, Bjorkman Tracy onto that left foot. Didn't quite have the power in that one there, but another sider. Much improved play, I think, from Broadmeadow Magic in the second half here. Starting a little bit more composure on the ball, looking to play those passes into runners, into feet, into players making movement rather than kicking the ball and hoping for the best.
Brooks did well to step in. Looks to find the wings again. Vitnall. Another player who was quite busy in that first half, Vitnall. Wimbley Wright has a bit of green space to run into, has the support of Wallace. Wimbley Wright with 15 goals this season, looking to make It's 16.
Yeah, promising opportunity there. Difficult shot there, kind of got caught under her feet, wasn't able to generate that power. You could see what she was trying to do, just tuck it away in the far corner there. However, to no avail this time round.
It does feel as though Morgan Ross's goal is living a somewhat charmed life at the moment. Hasn't really had too much danger to deal with. Wright will have a hit from distance again. And that time, managed to find the power, just not the accuracy.
Yeah, Wimberley Wright is starting to get a lot more of the ball in the early stages of this half, which is a worrying sign for Lake Macquarie. It'd be a problem that they'd be looking to solve sooner rather than later. Otherwise, the more opportunities you give it, she's a proven goal scorer this season. One of them will go in the back of the net.
Nolan, Yorkman Tracy manages to get by. They've done well to get back in position. Lake Macquarie. And look to launch early. Ryan will give chase. Low, turning away from danger. Has done quite well there. Anulo, who picked up a bit of a knock in that first half. He's carried on well since that point. Wallace does enough to put Togo Paragali off a game and gets a throw for Magic. Wallace again. Strain into a bit of a cul-de-sac as they look to move forward. Nolan's throw. Just not able to gather possession on that occasion. Low back. And immediately sent forward, feeling like at the moment Magic using that width. Typically, it's been bypassing through that midfield as they look to go quickly. Also, a neat shimmy to get by and does well to get by another. We saw quite a bit of the City backline stepping out, looking to drive into that midfield and provide a ball forward. All players in that backline seem very willing to do so.
It was a key to it was a strength to their first half for Lake Macquarie, was that ability to drive into midfield, especially with Magic sitting a little bit deeper and allowing them the space to do so. You've seen it a little bit so far in this half from Lakes, but not as prevalent so far. So it'll be interesting to see how it progresses from here, whether they're allowed the space from Magic, or whether they're going to have to think of a different way to progress the ball if Magic's defensive line is going to be a little bit more aggressive.
Fair unable to pick out a teammate. It does feel as though this sideline has seen a lot of the ball so far, as did the opposite sideline in that first half. This left side of attack for Lake Macquarie City has looked very dangerous. Fair gets another throw for her side. Could bring down from Brooke Swift-Brown now. And a succession of throw-ins from this position. I don't think City will really mind keeping the ball here, as they've done so through the throw-ins.
No, they're in the box seat at the moment. 1-0 up early into the second half. If they can control the territory, potentially score another goal, great turn here from Ryan.
Immediately shut down by a couple. That clearance, however, doesn't fill the back line of Magic with any real confidence. Bainsfair forced wide. Has support. Does opt to use it through Mitchell. And bodies forward for Lake Macquarie City, looking to snatch a second goal in this one. Bainsfair steps by. Cuts it back towards a dangerous position. It fell to Brooks. Probably should have done better.
Big chance there. Great bit of work, great footwork from Bainsfair on the far side of the field there to create the opportunity. Well-weighted pass to the forward runner in Brooks, and yeah, just leant back on that one and sent it over the bar. She'd love to have that one again, I think.
Felt as though Magic had a few good moments and have seemingly created more sights on goal. It could have very easily been 2-0 the way of Lake Macquarie City with that attempt. Brooks couldn't win that battle. Wallace will give chase. Brown did enough to clear the lines for now. And White manages to clear it further. Bainsfair. Now it's Vitnall. He's done well through that midfield and will go to ground. Should, and the free kick will do so.
Yeah, foul there from Broadmeadow Magic with the sub Cook. We've also got Young on the field, who's slotted into right back for Broadmeadow Magic.
City go again. Bainsfair the target that time. Didn't get there. It's still going forward. City through White. Liddon on the ball. Doesn't feel as though that Magic midfield has really seen the ball throughout this match. If it has been, it's often been right in position. We saw a variety of options from the corner from Lake Macquarie City in the first half. As of late, it has been more direct. Just evading a few players at that back post, unable to extend that lead.
It's been an area of opportunity for Lake Macquarie in the match so far. The corner delivery hasn't quite been what they desired. A couple have gone over the back now. There was a couple at the front post earlier that either went out directly or hit the first offender. If they can get one of those deliveries right, it could go a long way to securing a second goal.
Young. Found Cook. Yorkman Tracy manages to get a toe on it, but nothing more. Larissa Ryan with a massive opportunity, has Bainsfair in support, but it's Ryan to have the shot. And, well, talk about getting no power on the strike. That's another moment that I think City would have liked back.
Yeah, you could see the visible frustration there from Ryan, knowing that she had a good opportunity there and scuffed the shot. However, I'm sure there'll be more opportunities for both sides to come, so there's an opportunity for redemption for those who want it.
Vitnall. He's done well to find Ryan. Looks to spread it out wide. It was intended for Mitchell, I think. Now it's with Loda Weston. Well, left on her own at the back. For a moment, it was McMahon, did well.
Free kick in a potentially dangerous position. Janikowski will likely look to get this one deep into the box. got some promising targets. Wimberley Wright, Bjorkman Tracy. And then Wallace will be looking for rebounds or second balls to potentially poke home.
Deliveries from deep look good from Magic in the first half. Oh, it's a great run, but it is offside. Not that they knew that. But it looks like a shade of offside. And immediately the flag went up. It was a great delivery, great header.
Yeah, great finish, and yeah, you've nailed it. The delivery was fantastic, and it was a good flick on from Wimberley right there. Linesman was confident in the decision and an early flag.
Took a few moments for Broadmeadow Magic supporters to realise the flag had gone up. There was 2 celebrations, one for them and one for the City fans once they had also recognised that the assistant official had raised the flag.
Yeah, I don't know which cheer was bigger. I think it was the Magic one earlier in the piece that got the bigger cheer, but the Lake supporters that are out here in force were definitely happy to see that flag go up.
Young and Cook, since being introduced, have been pretty heavily involved. Young with 1 goal this season. Playing in a defensive position, but we've seen from Nolan earlier in the piece that they've been willing to send those fullbacks forward. Well collected from Morgan Ross.
Yeah, commanding collection there from Morgan Ross. She came out for the ball. She knew she wanted to get it, and she claimed it comfortably for her team. And important intervention too there. Otto was hanging around, ready to pounce on that ball.
Bjorkman Tracy gets the throw in and sprints over to take it. Wants to keep the pace up for Magic. Wallace towards Otto. Nice turn away. Still going here, Otto. Has a hit again. Well, she hit one over the crossbar in the first half. This time went for something more precise and into the hands of Morgan Ross.
Yeah, that's 2, 1 over, 1 on target. Maybe it'll be third time's the charm for Otto if she gets another opportunity from range.
Young could only find Payne's fair there as she looks to set Loda Weston on her way. And clearance falls to Vitnell, and she'll have a go. Players very willing to have strikes from distance at the moment.
Yes, very, very confident to shoot from range. Potentially, there might be opportunities moving forward to maybe connect some passes to get higher percentage plays. But I love the ambition from the players to, if they see the goal, have a shot.
Bjorkman Tracy kept it in. Young. Now Wright. Nice movement as Wright earns it back again. That touch slightly went wayward. Few supporters in the crowd had to take evasive action on that occasion. The Magic are working these situations well. Otto just had another side on goal, couldn't track that one down. Mitchell's done well. Loda Weston sent on her way. With a bit of room to run into, Loda Weston tries to find Marissa Ryan. Forced back, and well, there's a complaint of a tug on the shirt there, which the referee agrees with.
Yeah, I think that yellow's an accumulation of fouls on Janikowski there. Very robust defender. Makes it difficult for strikers that are playing against her. However, she's picked up a caution now and needs to be a little bit wary moving forward for the remainder of this match.
Well, in the reserve grade game earlier, Lake Macquarie City scored from a free kick from similar range. Looking to do that in first grade. White stepping over it. Could they extend from this free kick? It's up and over. And it's over the crossbar.
Never troubled the keeper that one there, as we see Konjarski going to his bench. It looks like Otto coming off. And we have Collins coming onto the field to join the game to try and make an impact for Broadmeadow Magic. As we see an intervention there from White for Lake Macquarie.
Well, Magic have seemingly been more willing to dip to the bench. Change up the approach. Trying to make something happen here.
Yeah, it's up to them. They're the ones that have got to chase the game now. 1-0 will see Lake Macquarie go through to play New Lambton next week if it stays this way. However, Magic, I'm sure, have ambitions of being in that match next week. So these changes, Coach Konjarski will be hoping will make an impact.
Ooh. That was a powerful hit into the head. Looks as though Right's okay. Let's continue on. Immediately looks to get on the ball and cause some nuisance here. Banesfair. Happy to play it back before they move forward. Well, that's a nice contest. It gives Lake Macquarie City a lot of room up the field to move into. Banesfair will take this throw. Brown was making the movement, might still get there. Cook just kept honest. Banesfair again, under pressure, complaining to the referee. Not too much going on there. It does feel as though the second half has continued on in quite similar fashion to what the first provided. And that pass just wayward, too close to the defence. Cook works it away. Bjorkman Tracy with the ball back into the centre. That should be Brown to collect, just not getting there in time. White has to step up as Wright found a pocket in midfield. White again. Not rushing anything as they move forward. Vintnell was the intended pass there, not picked out. And as I was saying, it feels as though this second half has been quite similar to the first in the fact that Magic have created some chances to move forward, but it just hasn't been that lethal part in front of goal that you'd expect from them.
Magic are definitely looking more dangerous in the second half. They've had some better opportunities than what they did in the first half. However, they haven't been able to capitalise as of yet. Lakes are starting to wrestle back a little bit of momentum now. As we see a lovely touch from Bjorkman Tracy. Here we go, Wallace in on goal.
It's a good opportunity for Wallace. Just has to pick the right choice and try to cut it back for a teammate. Defended well from City.
Just one too many touches there from Wallace. Invited the defender in and the defender made the telling intervention.
Well, including the goal today for Lake Macquarie City. Magic have scored 13 more times this season. You'd expect them to be able to find something from these opportunities. Maybe as the legs tire out there for City, perhaps. They haven't really dipped to the bench. It's all been Magic that have made changes. Very nicely done from McMahon. Again, City playing through that driving force in the back line as they move into the midfield. Good delivery. It's a dangerous position again. Blanche's done well, as she's done all game. McMahon for Vitnall. Tried to find White. Well, it's been left for Ryan as White makes the run. White cutting back. Looks for support from Bainsfair. And Magic doing enough. We're seeing that desperation. But there's a massive space to run into as Mitchell looked to get on the front foot. Kept out wide from Liddon. Mitchell has just not quite managed to keep that in the field of play.
You can see the battles are coming in thick and fast as we get later into this game here, as desperation starts to become more prevalent for the Broadmeadow Magic players being 1-0 down. As the deeper we get into this game, the more that they're going to have to try and commit some more numbers forward to affect the game, to try and take it to at least extra time, if not win the game. But by committing those more numbers forward, it means they're going to be more vulnerable at the back. It's just a matter of when the coach decides to pull the trigger on, okay, we're gonna go all out and let's try and get some goals.
City have had the last few opportunities, as we saw previously, just not able to keep that last play in the field before it went out. This time they'll get a corner. Bainsfair across for the delivery. The deliveries have been good today. It just hasn't been finished. A short option is chosen this time. Ryan back to Bainsfair towards Vitnall. Tonight on the goal line, still there for Brown. And it's scramble sort of stuff at the moment as Magic get it away.
Nervous moments there for Broadmeadow Magic. Important intervention from Young on the line there to clear it out. And then follow-up attempt, just getting bodies in the way.
White with the delivery. It was towards Ryan, but it's flicked through for Blanche. Nervous stuff from Magic. Bit of space to move into here for Brooks. Has support from Vitnall, couldn't collect it herself. Bainsfair might be able to. Shows some good muscle to keep the ball. Tried to connect with Vitnall again. And now it breaks the other way for Magic. Good combination through that midfield line, looking for the ball out towards Bjorkman Tracy. Wembley Wright will collect it in the midfield. Lashed forward from Janikowski. And Wallace couldn't track that one down. City just seem to be dominating the important moments. Winning those first and second balls more often.
We may be seeing the first signs of Magic looking to push. You saw Janikowski making runs beyond the midfielders there for the second time in the last 5 minutes. She's looking to inject herself into the game, try and inspire her team to get up the field and try and get that crucial equaliser for Broadmeadow Magic.
Feels as though City are on the ascendancy. Wembley Wright again, a straight offside. There's been some big moments that potentially, if you just stay, just hold that run a little bit longer, it could be a very different game at the moment.
Yeah, twice now the offside flag's gone up from a free kick on the halfway line. Janikowski to Wimberley right. Worryingly for Lakes is both times Wright has been somewhat unmarked and been able to get either a flick on goal or a controlled touch.
Wallace felt a knock in, gets a free kick. The set pieces from deep have looked very dangerous. How about one from a little further advanced and from out wide?
Looks like Bjorkman Tracy's going to take this one here. So Janikowski into the box, Wimberley right. Two very, very good targets there. I wouldn't discount Ava Liddon sitting at the top of the D there for a ball rolling out for a second ball.
3 in the wall. Bjorkman Tracy to deliver. Has put it on a dangerous spot. Falls to Young. Moves it on towards Liddon. Will eventually get on the ball for a moment. Still going Liddon. Has done very well. Lash towards that back post. Cook, the substitute, to make an impact. Scrambled away in Bainsfair. Able to flick it on.
First touch from Cook let her down there. A better first touch potentially allows her to get a good strike on goal. And you can see Lakes have now transitioned to the other end. Can they create a chance of their own?
It's been a good piece of combination. As Ryan looked to play a ball across. Magic will dip to the bench yet again. Well, they need a change. They need to have some sort of impact, which is why they keep dipping to the benches. Liddon will take a place on the bench.
It looks like we've got Kate Spranger coming onto the field for Broadmeadow Magic.
On the beat, a chance just to compose again for City.
Looking to get things moving quickly here. Togo Paragalli, long pass into Brooks.
Still there for Bainsfair. Has been busy throughout the entire game, as has Vitnell. Forced to turn back, plays it off for White. Tries to find Vitnell again. Will have a hit from distance, Vitnell, and frustration from Bainsfair wanting that delivery towards the back post.
Janikowski to take the goal kick. Looking to go longer here, looking for a target of Bjorkman Tracy or Wright. Finds Wallace.
Bainsfair in a battle there. Cook did well. Pushes it forward. A nice turn. Gives Brooks some space to run into. Young just able to up the pace for a moment. Gets there ahead and knocks it out. Well, that was a late swing and didn't really look likely. Magic again, striding forward. First touch was a little awkward, did well to get back to it, McMahon. Wright will keep this in. Steps into space, has Bjorkman Tracy just ahead of her. Now time to deliver towards that penalty area. Dropping down, call of hands, nothing in there. Oh, it actually was. Referee let it play for a moment. In a very dangerous position for a free kick.
Absolutely. Unlucky there for the Lakes defender. Ball just hitting on the hand, giving Magic a dangerous opportunity here. We've got Wright and we've got Janikowski both standing over the ball. Looks like Janikowski is going to be the one to take the free kick. I think she'd fancy herself from here.
Right, stepped away. Janikowski from dangerous distance just goes for power, and well, sometimes a little bit more precision, I think, is required, but you could see the intent.
Yes, on target, away from the goalkeeper. That's probably a goal. However, over the bar, no threat there, as it looks like Lakes is going to their bench.
First chance for them to make a change. Up until this point, it's been very much in favour of Broadmeadow making those changes. Larissa Ryan taking her spot on the bench. And on comes Jacinta Johnson.
Johnson, a little bit of a different presence up top to Ryan. Johnson will look to link the play, see if she can create and build up for others. Also the lone goal scorer for Lakes in the reserve grade fixture earlier today with that fantastic free kick, as mentioned previously.
Well, that was a potential high foot from Brooks. Referee didn't agree. Do you think potentially in the back of the minds of those on the Lake Macquarie bench just try to delay these substitutions as long as possible and in case it goes to extra time, or is it a matter of they're happy with the personnel out there?
Yeah, there might be a little bit of game management moving forward. I think, however, it'll be based on what Coach Blanche sees. If she sees maybe some fatigue setting in for a particular player, it might be the opportunity to freshen things up to make sure it can run out the 90 minutes. Last thing you want to do is concede late in a final.
Young Lap just let that one go. The sub looks to get onto that one. Johnson couldn't make an impact. However, there's a lot of room in the midfield at the moment. Vittner will get her head over the ball. Low to Weston. Couldn't turn away. Magic earn it back. You can see the run on this near side from Bjorkman Tracy looking to get onto the ball. Does get onto the ball, but the foul in the back of play. Brings it back for a free kick.
Some of the Lakes players frustrated with that call. However, it was probably the right call at the end of the day.
Well, if those advanced forward for Magic can hold their run, I'd imagine this will be quite dangerous. Free kicks from a little bit deeper than this have been delivered well. Towards that penalty spot again, and well, fantastic from Morgan Ross, who's absolutely not put a foot wrong at all this evening.
Great courage there from Morgan Ross. That ball was floated up. The real potential that some heavy contact was likely going to be coming, but she's taken that confidently, nice and composed, and commanded the area there. So credit to Morgan Ross for that claim.
Offside against Magic again. And City will eat up all the time they possibly can from these moments now. Happy just to catch their breath, but also want that clock to tick down. Have been told to get on with it. Change of personnel on that free kick. McMahon walked away from the ball just to collect it here. A wayward pass from Johnston. City ball, Bjorkman Tracy Won't be too happy about that. Brown with the ball towards Brooks. Again, just gaining that territory. Not in any particular hurry to take the throw here. Brought down well. Brooks was the idea, didn't get there. Well done just to hold possession through the midfield again. For Magic. Wallace set free. Although, covered well again. McMahon back in time. Bit of a longer throw. Sprang is in there, causing some problems. Mitchell's doing well at the moment just to get the body between the ball and player. Drop towards Bjorkman-Tracy, but Bainsfair did well. Now cleared by Brown. These are the moments that Magic need to make the right choices. Well, that one doesn't feel as though it was a right choice, and Morgan Ross allows it to go out for a goal kick.
Rush of blood there from Magic, understanding the urgency now of getting a goal to keep them in this season. It's going to be a matter of who wins those moments, who's composed, who's calm under pressure. Is it going to remain at 1-0, or is it going to go to 1-1 and potentially penalties?
Well, there's not too much time left for Magic to make these incisions. They need to make sure that every opportunity they get from here on out, they take with full responsibility. Brooks. Young did well to drop in and get a body between the ball again. That's forward. Toka Paragali didn't quite get the read on it. Bjorkman-Tracy heads it forward. Still an opportunity. Cleared for now.
Looks like Magic is starting to keep some more numbers forward.
I think we're also seeing a touch of discomfort for those that have played the full game so far. Wallace was feeling a knock. Like Macquarie striding forward. That's just not the pass that is required again. Feels as though it has been those key moments that have just let the sides down in terms of creating goal-scoring opportunities. Something that they'll certainly have to fix up when whoever gets across the line at the moment. Like Macquarie City, the team to do that, but something they'll have to tidy up for the preliminary final. They have to get there first. You can see some tired legs as well in the back line for Magic. Mitchell did well, but couldn't really get past into that final third. That was a late collision. The referee will come back to it, although I don't think they saw a foul in there themselves. 2 players down at the moment. Not sure who they are just yet from me.
Looks like a clash between Vitnall and Wright.
Well, certainly not long left here at Macquarie Field. I'll imagine we'll get some extra additional time on top of the additional time here, with players receiving attention at the moment.
Yeah, the board's just gone up 3 minutes of additional time. But as mentioned before, referee's discretion to add a little bit more time as both players receive some treatment.
Well, I'd imagine we'll see somewhere into the 94th or 95th at the moment, if these players are okay to continue, but still receiving some treatment. But at this stage of the game, is it too late to make changes if these players go over there and receive a talk from the coach of Magic, if potentially they can make something happen, or is it all just left onto the responsibility of the players to find that impact now?
If I'm Coach Konjarski at the moment, I'm bringing my entire group in now that I know players okay, and providing them the instructions of what we need to do for the remaining 5 minutes whilst the Lakes player is still receiving treatment. This is our game plan. This is what we need to do. Maybe do a little bit of a reshuffle, get some more numbers up top. So rather than having Wallace up front, can we get 2, 3, 4 numbers forward? Because if we concede a second here, it doesn't really affect the outcome of the game. Need to get a goal to stay in this competition.
We have seen more chances going the way of Magic in this second half. It does feel as though, in terms of chances created, it's been quite even across the board for both sides. City with that one from the spot that separates these two sides in the Cardiff Motor Group NPL Women's Northern New South Wales. Lake Macquarie City at the moment to advance to the preliminary final against New Lambton.
You can see the captain, Janikowski, passing on the instructions provided from the coach after a little discussion, just as we were talking about some further instructions to help Magic get to a result. She's laying down the law there, telling them what we need to do to potentially take this game to extra time.
Well, we've seen a few minutes tick by in additional time already. I'd imagine we'll have a little while longer to wait. Doesn't look too good for the player. Has received quite a bit of treatment. But also does seem as though Magic have shown a fair bit of concern as well.
Generous round of applause there from the crowd as the player makes their way off the field, clearly distressed. Never like seeing a player leave the field in this manner, and we're wishing the player all the best with their recovery, and hope to see them back on the field in the near future.
It is Holly Vitnell that's been taken off. Receives another round of applause. Best wishes and a lot of concern from everyone here. Well, we are back underway for what I'd imagine will be probably another 3 or so to play from this point now. Brooke Summers was the one introduced for the injured Vitnell, who had a fantastic game. Vitnell was everywhere for Lake Macquarie. Summers on to see this one out. It is a matter of having to throw everything forward for Broadmeadow Magic. They've been creating chances upon chances, but nothing clear-cut. A couple of sights from distance. Haven't found their range. Lake Macquarie City, since taking the lead, have not really put a foot wrong. Magic have knocked on the door, but it hasn't been enough to this point. Since the continuation of the game, they've held a lot of possession, but they haven't made that breakthrough still. Into the final third. Mitchell forward. Low to Weston. Spread out wide to Bjorkman Tracy. Flicked on from Broxton, now a ball through. Into a dangerous spot. There was a few substitutes actually making an impact on that occasion. Summers and Johnston both involved as they look to move forward for City. This is exactly where Lake Macquarie City will want to be as they move forward into Broadmeadow Magic half. That's not where they want to be. Dangerous situation. Can they find an equaliser late? At the death, Magic are forced. Extra time at Macquarie Field.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. It was a ball kicked forward in hope. Header forward from Wimberley right. Ball up in dispute, and then on the volley, bottom corner. Fantastic bit of technique shown there. Broken the hearts of Lake Macquarie fans here as we look. It looks destined to go to extra time.
City had held on. The chances hadn't really been anything dangerous from Magic. It had been relatively tame. Is there anything left? No, there isn't. That is the end of the 90. And it felt as though it was only going to be 90. But here, at full time, it's 1-1 between Lake Macquarie City and Broadmeadow Magic. We'll go to a short break in the Cardiff Motor Group NPL Women's Northern New South Wales, and we'll be back with you for extra time. Well, welcome back to Macquarie Field. Extra time is on the cards. In the Cardiff Motor Group NPL Women's Northern New South Wales, brought to you live and free on the Northern New South Wales Football YouTube channel. It felt as though it was only going to be 90 minutes, but extra time it is. An early goal in the first half for Lake Macquarie City, ruled out late into the 90 by Broadmeadow Magic. Extra time, penalties on the cards. We spoke about a potential draw, 2 draws across these two teams already this season. Just add a third one into the mix in the 90. And where from now?
Yeah, well, where from now? As the form suggested, 2 close games leading into this one here, and Magic leaving it right to the depth to take it, to create that third draw and take us to extra time. It's essentially a brand new game now, so it'll be interesting to see both sides approach. Are they going to try and kill it off early, or is it going to be a little bit cagey, as we see a fantastic forward run from Summers early?
Well, just putting an early note of initiative, Lake Macquarie City. Johnson's ball just not quite finding anyone, although Mitchell stepping forward, looks to whip a ball in and into the hands of Blanche. And I think the noise from either set of supporters has turned up a notch in this extra time. Brown has had a very good game. Heavily involved in everything moving forward for Lake Macquarie City. City making changes later as well. Ainsfair's done well. Might receive the ball back. No, it's put back towards a defender rather than finding anyone in City White. Still pressing on. That flick towards the back post. Brooks was in around it. Magic clear the lines. Not for long. White has a hit from distance. Oh, top of the net again.
2 warning shots from Lakes early, both from range. One from Sonny Mitchell, claimed comfortably by Mally Blanche in goals, and long range effort just nestling on the roof of the net from White. Will it be a trend that continues, or will they look to break into the box and create something there? Remains to be seen.
Ainsfair did well. Summers just didn't quite latch onto it, but now Low to Weston, sent wide. Well, as I was saying, City made changes later into that half, potentially still have the pressure of the legs out there as they move forward. That delivery too close to the keeper again. We've got to say, Blanche has been phenomenal in the Magic goal. Stood up to the task of everything but that penalty. And from everything from the field of play, she's held up to the task. And until that last moment, Morgan Rossard looked very good as well in goal. Keepers on full display tonight as Brown looks to get there. Tracked well. Magic have done very well to end up with possession from this throw-in.
And we've seen a similar start to the first half of extra time to what we saw the first half of the match, with Lakes on top creating early opportunities. Magic unable to consolidate possession to progress the ball forward.
Togo Paragali. Switch to the far side. Low to Weston. He's kept it in. Look for support. Did find it. And plays around as White gets onto the ball again. A nice move. Quick combinations, although. That one straight through to Blanche again. It feels as though the midfield battle has been won by City a lot tonight. Brooks will try to cut back inside, and again, desperate defending from Magic. Deal with the danger for now. Knocked on from Cook. All right, getting involved. And now Wallace, who's been the target player all this match. Dangerous to play through the back line, but they've done very well, Magic. As Collins turned away and looked to find a teammate. Togo Paragali did well. Finds White. With Mitchell. Still running. There's so much pace moving forward, Sonny Mitchell. And now White gets on the ball again. Looks like a touch of cramp on the far side. And continue on. Summers puts the ball forward. That'll go through to Blanchard. I'd imagine the player down will get some treatment now.
And here we start to see the early challenges of what extra time's going to bring. They've been playing for 90 minutes already. In the early parts of extra time here, it's starting to see extreme signs of fatigue with cramping starting to occur. It's going to come down to ultimately who can run out the remaining 120 minutes and remain calm under pressure and be able to perform under fatigue. We ask a lot of the players that are out there, and I wouldn't trade my spot here for anyone's spot out there on the field. They do a really impressive job and create such a great spectacle for us to enjoy as spectators. So it takes a lot of work to get to this stage of the season and to be able to put in the quality that they do week in, week out. As we see, it looks like it's going to be a substitution for Magic with Wallace coming off, and it looks like it's going to be Marissa Mastrantonio.
Well, to go to a point that I made very early on.
No, Madeline Campbell, sorry. Madeline Campbell.
To go to a point that I made very early on in this one. Lake Macquarie City are off the back of a bye. So, would that be something that potentially they'd have in the back of their minds, the fresher potentially with extra time off before this match, or does that really go out of the window when you get here? Well, opportunity for Magic to move forward. Quickly shut down.
Yes, having that bye definitely should have the fresher legs for Lake Macquarie here. The consideration on that one there is it's been a couple of weeks since Lake Macquarie has played 90 minutes, so they've played their 90 minutes and now they've got to play extra on top of that. It'll purely come down to how well conditioned both sides are at the end of the day. All the pre-season training, all the match simulations that you do throughout the season, this is where it matters most.
City look to go long. Failed to keep the ball in the field of play. That's a nice move through the midfield, and it could lead to something here for City. It was a daring run forward, still dangerous. Brooks is trying to get onto it. Mitchell still in there as well, although it's been pulled back for an earlier foul.
Really starting to see in this first part of extra time, Sonny Mitchell really starting to inject herself into the game now, similar to what Janikowski did for Magic at the back end of the second half. Sonny Mitchell's really looking to inspire her team and influence the game with those driving runs.
Magic will just look to hit on the break as they've done a fair chunk of in this game. Brooks under pressure. Goes all the way back and now launches all the way forward. Defended well from low that time. Brown. Not quite connecting that time, but they get extra ground up the field. White. Back with Togo Paragali. McMahon moves it on. Mitchell has really come alive in this first half of extra time.
Differing from the first 90 minutes, it appears that a lot of the attack is now going down Lakes' right-hand side. First 90 minutes, there was a lot of penetration on the far side here with Brooks and with Brown. Now starting to see Mitchell and Loda Weston coming to the game for Lakes.
Loda Weston did seem to be quite heavily involved early. Faded away. As you said, it's been more so down the other side. Potentially, still got the fresh legs on that far side to make something happen for City. It has been throughout the game so far. It does feel as though those decisions in key moments have let either attack down.
I think if you ask both coaches for an assessment of the composure and the clinicalness in front of goals so far, they'd both be seeking more from their teams. And ultimately that's what's gonna win this game, is a moment of quality, similar to what Wimberley Wright showed at the back end of that 90 minutes there. That that little bit of individual brilliance, that little bit of extra efficiency to score those goals. That's what's required in this to get one of these sides into the next week of the competition.
That composure could be very important in front of goal, but it also could be very important if these teams still can't be separated after extra time. No matter what, it does feel as though that's what the benches will be asking for. Just some calm, composure. Cool heads in front of goal. City with the latest delivery. Goes towards Brown. Drops towards White. Flicks it back in. Brown again tried to get her foot to it. Couldn't quite. Hickman under pressure from a couple of Magic attackers. Early ball was looking towards Brooks and cut out again for Magic. That ball just not quite on target towards Brown. As Magic move forward again, Cook. Falls towards right. And just had a snap at that shot.
Ambitious effort there from Wright. But considering some of the goals that we've seen her score this season, not outside the realms of possibility, but low percentage chance.
First half of extra time has flown by. Won't be too much longer. Magic created a couple of chances. That opportunity for Wright, the latest. Can they find something from this advance forward? Collins just couldn't get the ball out from under her feet. And the flag goes up. As it did a few times in important moments for Broadmeadow Magic throughout the 90. The offside flag has not been a friend.
No, the Lake Macquarie defence is holding a really steady line as we see 1 minute go up of additional time for the first half of this extra time period. I would like to point out that this end that Magic are running towards at the moment has been the scoring end. Both goals have been scored in this goal here. I don't know, read into that what you will. However, no one scored at the far end in this game.
Is that something that would creep into your mind as a coach out there, or...?
I think that's just giving you a little insight into my mind, that it has crept into my mind, that there's a scoring end. Whether that is in the minds of the coaches and the players, I'm not too sure.
It looks as though there was a moment where Magic could have been through on goal. Defence holding out for now for City. That touch on from Wright just wasn't what was needed under the circumstances. And that will do for the first 15 in extra time. Well, in the 90, we saw a team score on either side of the half. In extra time, no one to score in the first half. Does that mean penalties is the option, or will someone find a late goal, as Broadmeadow Magic did in regular time here in Macquarie Field? In extra time, at half-time, it is Lake Macquarie City 1, Broadmeadow Magic 1.
Probably not too long. Okay, I'll hold off.
Well, these two teams yet to be separated in extra time. To catch you up to speed, Lake Macquarie City scored early in the 90. Broadmeadow Magic scored late in the 90. Neither team on the score sheet in the first half of extra time. The minor semi-final of the Cardiff Motor Group NPL Women's Northern New South Wales. Feels as though it could be headed to a penalty shootout. Winner of this moves on to the preliminary final against a very dangerous New Lambton side. Can they dig deep? Can they find a little bit extra energy? Can they find that little bit of class that has so far, for a majority of the game, been missing in front of goal? Well, City start this half as they intend to finish it off in extra time. Cook gets a header away. Campbell gets it further.
15 minutes remaining, less than that now. Coaches on the bench are probably starting to think, okay, if this does go to penalties, have we got our plan in order? How's everybody managing their levels? Are they cramping? Are they confident? Obviously 15 minutes still to go in this half, but that starts to come into your mind now, is that, all right, might need to think about our plan of what's happening if we do go to penalties. With neither side being particularly clinical today.
Go to Weston. Tries to find White there. White on the ball, flicks it back towards Loda Weston. And Magic back in numbers. Baines fair. Urged to turn. Turned into danger rather than away from it. White to Mitchell. Crowded out in the end. Right, dropping quite deep. Trying to get onto the ball. Good combination as they move forward, just has to keep that in. They've managed to do so for now. Still support over there from Summers. Baines fair. Goes to ground. Waved away from the referee. Has been throwing her body around, getting in front of defenders and causing problems, but for the most part, it's been fair. Flicked on well from Summers. Chasing onto it. Blanche does well to come out and collect.
Blanche has been really important for Magic so far today. Aside from the penalty, anything that's come her way, she's claimed with relative ease. Good little confidence builder, just in case this does go further than the 120.
Ball slipped forward. Blanche again comes out to collect. Just too much on the pass from Loda Weston there. City with the better opportunities being created so far. Loda Weston again will get on the end of this. Tracked down quickly from Bjorkman Tracy. Nice step away from Summers. Looks to provide a ball out towards Johnston. Won't be able to track that one down. Magic got to breathe a sigh of relief that they get the ball at their feet.
Yeah, just a touch too heavy, and the conditions are now something that the players need to consider as well. Now that the sun's set, a little bit of a dew settling on the ground now. Those balls that maybe would have been the correctly weighted at the start of the game are now no longer going to be the case. They might need to pull the power on the passes just a touch, and bouncing balls are going to be far more challenging to deal with now.
Headed backwards from the City midfield. Pressure applied from Bjorkman Tracy. City get it away. Summers. Big shouts from Motor Western wanting to receive that pass. Bjorkman Tracy now on it for Broadmeadow Magic. Ball towards Wembley right. Magic throw. Bjorkman Tracy. Towards that back post where Madeline Campbell was. He was too close to Morgan Ross. City again breaking forward. Great ball put through. Option slowly getting up there, but it's a strike instead. Probably the wrong option at this time.
Yes, there's been multiple attempts from both sides from range in this match so far, with minimal providing.
Well, that's not a sure thing. Morgan Ross now to get rid. No chances taken at this stage of the minor semi-final. Janikowski sends it a long way. And now they launch forward again, Bainsfair. Looks to get there, just tries to show a little bit of extra pace. And goes to ground as well. It'll be against Lake Macquarie City here. Free kick for Broadmeadow Magic.
As you can see, heavily contested now. Both sides desperate to get this done in extra time.
Not too quick to get back on her feet here. Only had a minute added on in the first half of extra time. Would imagine we'll see a little bit more in the second. About halfway through this second half. Saw such a late goal in regular time. Magic will look to take some inspiration from that. And it'll be City that latch onto it instead. A nice move to get away from a couple. That pass, however, evading everyone and out of play.
You can see the fatigue starting to set in for both sides now. They've gone upwards of 115 odd minutes in a couple of minutes' time. You can see that the bodies want to do it, but the mind wants to do it, sorry, but the body just at this stage is telling it to slow down. We need a bit of a break. But if they want to play next week, it's got to be that mind over matter.
City again in possession. Mitchell wants that pass and doesn't get there in time. Collected the player late, however, well, I thought we were going to let the advantage continue on. And we come back for that one. You could see the idea the pass to Mitchell was on. Just didn't have the power, and Mitchell getting to the ball too late.
Yeah, it was well read by Young. She saw that ball was coming across. Being the theme of today is Lake Macquarie have been trying to use the width and switch the play to try and play forward. She read that pass fantastically and got her foot in front, was able to get it forward and has earned a free kick for her team.
Another chance for these players to catch their breath. Feel out any potential knocks that they've got as well. Just try to regather everything for the last few moments of this match. City have done well to deny chances so far in extra time. Magic are looking to force the issue now. Campbell delivered in to a good area. Flag goes up again for offside. And that really has been the story of the chances created for Magic for the most part. Just straying offside too many times.
Yeah, Magic pushing the limits with that line. Lake Macquarie super disciplined with their defensive line, making sure that they're stepping up or holding a firm line to get those runners offside. They've played that line really well so far throughout the duration of the match.
Not quite getting the range on that one. Wright lays it off. Chance to move in the midfield for Amanda Young. Shut down quickly. Defensive either side has been the more critical point for these teams so far than the offensive part. Took a deflection on its way through. Dorkman Tracy was chasing the original, forced wide. And City get a throw. Magic were urged to find something late in the 90. Is there something left in this one for either side? There was a moment of danger as City come forward. And that pass just not good enough, evading Loda Weston.
Great recovery runs from the Broadmeadow Magic defence there, and the way they delayed the attacker, didn't dive into commit, just waited for numbers to come back and reinforce. Was a fantastic bit of delayed defending from the Broadmeadow Magic, and ultimately resulted in a turnover in their favour.
Looks like another case of cramp out there. As expected, this late on into the 120. Kimberly Wright. Now with Campbell. Well, that's a tackle that ends up being in favour of the Magic throw. Is there something late? Magic looking to find it towards the back post. And we spoke about needing that composure in front of goal. It went missing yet again.
Yeah, almost the identical spot that Brooks missed earlier in the second half. Exact same ball, almost exact same blade of grass, and unfortunately the exact same outcome. But it's gone over the bar, and we continue.
Dorkman Tracy has been quite influential on the ball today. Just couldn't find a clinical moment. Great ball towards Loda Weston. Can she deliver? It's dangerous. A few in there for City, but no one in white gets there. And Magic, they might let it go away here. A lunging tackle. Got the ball. And now Magic move forward. Cook. Taken away from Mitchell. And we'll go back for a play out on the ground. He'll need some treatment by the look of things.
You can see the fatigue and the toll it's taking on the players. You've got players stretching out cramp, you've got people on their haunches, people sitting down. The investment of energy to run out near 120 minutes at a high intensity is absolutely incredible.
So, 2 additional minutes. White was the one who went down for City, back on her feet now, but it's also Cook that's gone down for Magic. So as we had in the 90, I think we'll go well beyond the additional time at the end of the second half. And looks as though Loda Weston is popped over to the bench. And Ackland has gone on for City. Into stoppages now. 2 minutes from about that point, you'd imagine. Left in this one. Penalties looming.
Got another corner for Lake Macquarie here. Let's see if they can get the delivery right.
Interestingly, Bainsfair was urging City players to move forward. And well, you need a better delivery than that.
Yep, absolutely. That's a big opportunity wasted there. Need to get that at least into the box. Can't be turning over possession at this stage of the game.
Magic scored late in the 90. Can they find something? Or can City find something of their own? Ackland forward. Now ball evading. Bainsfair. All up to the referee now on how long left. White takes over. White with a massive opportunity to provide something late for City, but again, in the key moment, the pass is not the right one.
Good strength showed by Janikowski, good composure to just see that one over the line under the duress of the Lake Macquarie attacker.
Well, that's the 2 by my count. What's left out there? Ackland with the challenge, Bainsfair. Now with Mitchell. Has plenty of bodies ahead of her. Still going here, Mitchell. Threads the gap. Across into the back post, and well, it just evades everyone. And that will do. In the 120. Nothing to separate the sides still. At full time of extra time in the Cardiff Motor Group NPL Women's Northern New South Wales in the minor semi-final. Lake Macquarie City 1, Broadmeadow Magic 1.
What a... Yeah. That's what we were saying.
I'll just
Well, it will be penalties at Macquarie Field in the Cardiff Motor Group NPL Women's Northern New South Wales minor semi-final. Brought to you live and free on the Northern New South Wales Football YouTube channel. Joe, there's a lot that can be said throughout the game that you can tell your players about what they need to change for the 90, for the 120. But once it gets to penalties, in the mind of a coach, what is there left for you to do?
It's really out of your hands at this point. It's down to the players ultimately here. Coaches will just have a little bit of a chat. Who's confident? Who's not confident? Those that are confident, congratulations, you get to take a penalty. If you're not confident, then hopefully your team wins it before it comes around to your turn.
Well, it will be down the left of camera for the shootout. Plenty of supporters heading down that way to show their support, but also trying to put off the opposition. Looks as though Magic will go first. Referee having a couple of words with the keepers as well. First kick of the penalty shootout. Not the first penalty of the game, but the first for Magic. Lily Young steps up. Keepers have been excellent tonight. Ross against Young. They get started in the minor semi-final penalty shootout. Oh, and it's a save. Well, a lot has been said about the keepers, and that's why.
Wow, fantastic save from Ross there. Bottom corner, full stretch, and gets firm palm to it round the post. Classic, clinical save from Ross, and she's laid down the gauntlet now for Blanche. I've showed you how to do it. Can you match me?
One mistake could be the difference. And well, Macquarie City take the lead in the shootout.
Good finish there from Jacinta Johnson. Already scored a goal today with a cracking free kick, and now she can add a penalty in an elimination final. If they end up with the win, then it'll be a good day at the office for Johnston.
City with the perfect start to the shootout. Bjorkman Tracy up next for Broadmeadow Magic. Ross has saved once. Can she make another stop? Bjorkman Tracy! Neat finish. Gets them on the board.
Ross again picked the right way. She's feeling confident with these penalties. But unfortunately for Ross and Lakes, the penalty from Bjorkman Tracy just too good. Too much power, too accurate. Ends up in a goal.
Sonny Mitchell, who's been everywhere in this game to take the next. But fires it in down the centre. Keeper didn't move. And it was too powerful and too high to stop.
Yeah, she's gone the pure power straight down the middle approach, and it's worked out for her this time round to go Lakes 2 successful penalties, Magic 1 after 2 for each side.
Kimberly Wright has had a big season. Scored plenty of goals. And none more so than this. If she can capitalise from the spot. Need to keep the pace here. And Wright makes no mistake.
Goal scorer of Wright's quality, you'd expect her to score those, and she has done.
These players opting to not take a long walk to the spot. They're all opting to run there.
Yeah, Bainsfair particularly keen to get down there and take her penalty.
Bainsfair's been good, and the penalty's good as well.
If you hit them like that, then why not jog, run down there, get your penalty done, contribute for your team, and go back and celebrate.
Do you think it's just something to keep in the back of the mind so you don't have to think too much? You walk and take a lot of time. It potentially could weigh on you as you line up for the penalty. Magic still needing to keep pace and do just that.
Again, absolute power approach, straight down the middle. Unstoppable in that scenario there from Janikowski.
This is where it can all weigh on you. The later stages of the intended 5. And it's a stop from Blanche.
Fantastic save from Blanche, big save. We're level going into the 5th penalty for each side.
A moment to go ahead in the shootout for Magic. Big moment. Steps up and buries it again. Magic could be one kick away.
Here we go, the first time that Lakes has had to retaliate, that they've been behind in the penalty shootout so far. And we've got the experience of White stepping up to take the crucial fifth penalty for Lake Macquarie.
Feels as though I'm saying every player has had a good game, but White is one of those that come to mind. Influential in the midfield. Now has to be influential in the shootout to keep it going. White buries it.
And that's why you have your experience in those crucial spots. That fifth penalty taker, White never in doubt there.
A bit of hesitation on who's next. Well, not sure if I've seen that before. Not too certain on who needed to step up.
Yeah, that's not one that you ideally want to see. Unsure who the next penalty taker is going to be. If you're not expecting it, it can be a little bit of a burden.
Well, there have been some very good penalties. That's the latest on the tally.
Not a burden for Madeline Campbell. Outstanding strike, top corner. Pick that out, goalkeeper.
And City weren't used to kicking from behind. They've had to do it now on the last couple of occasions. To keep them going in the shootout. Must score. And it's over the crossbar. Broadmeadow Magic head on into the preliminary final. A turnaround game where they were down for so long in regular time. But at full time after the penalties, they're the ones to force themselves into that preliminary final against New Lambton.
Heartbreak for Lake Macquarie. Up 1-0 early in the game. Magic come back and level. And then penalties is always a cruel way to go out. The thing that Lakes can hold their head up high, second season in the women's program, final series, that's an impressive effort from everyone involved in that club. So whilst it may feel disappointing and upsetting now, what they've achieved in the 2 years has been absolutely incredible. So they should hold their heads up high that they've represented their club tremendously.
Well, in the 2024 finals, Broadmeadow Magic got to this point, but no further. They've got in here now, and they've forced themselves into the preliminary final. It's been a fantastic game that's gone back and forth, but at full time, after penalties in the Cardiff Motor Group NPL Women's Northern New South Wales, full-time score 1-1. After penalties, Broadmeadow Magic 5 penalties to Lake Macquarie City's 4.
Well, we don't also have to figure it out. Surely we have to. Yeah, we just have to figure it out. Like if they want us to, like, I don't want to go up and be like.
Well done, Will. Keep your head up.
This is so cute. Propose! Propose! Right now!